Meron lang po akong mga ilang katanungan para po sa ating sponsor at isang mahabang manifestasyon po.
Maraming salamat po, Senator Robin.
Malinaw po sa saligang batas. Ang sinasabi po dito sa salitang Ingles, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is the protector of the people and the state. Its goal is to secure the sovereignty of the state and the integrity of the national territory. Sa Tagalog po ay ang sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas at ay tagapangalaga ng sambayanan at ng Estado. Ang layunin nito ay siguruhin ang ganap na kapangyarihan ng Estado at ang integridad ng pambansang teritoryo. Tama po ba?
Tama po, tama po.
Opo. Ang katanungan ko po sana, unang-una, marami pong ibig sabihin kapag sinabi nating secure the sovereignty of the state. Halimbawa po, kapag sa usapin po, kanina po naririnig po natin ang ating mga kasama patungkol po sa bansang China. Ito po ay totoo. Tama po ba na pinoproteksyonan natin ang ating sovereignty?
Tama po, tama po.
Kapag ang pinag-uusapan po natin ay teritoryo, ibig sabihin ay yung pumapasok po sa loob ng teritoryo natin.
Tama ho yun.
Sa bansang Amerika po, sa ngayon, sa mga oras na ito, meron pong Trump's drug war na nagaganap. Balitaan niyo na po ba yun?
Ko mga illegal aliens po yung kanyang...
Bukod po sa illegal aliens, opo, sa ngayon po may nangyayari pong drug war. Ito po yung diniklara ng US President dahil sa pagpasok po ng mga droga
galing ng Venezuela.
Sa maraming lugar po.
Galing
opo.
South America. Tama rin ho. Tama
opo.
ho.
At ginamit po ng Presidente ng Amerika ang Armed Forces. Bagamat meron po silang DEA, meron po silang FBI, meron po silang local na mga police, state police, ginamit po ng Presidente ng Amerika ang Armed Forces sapagkat clear and present danger ang droga.
Tama po.
Tama po. Opo. Sa katunayan, marami po ang dineploy ng Amerika. Iisa-isahin ko po. The deployment of 2 Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group and the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit to U.S. Southern Command, which has been previously reported is part of the broader repositioning of military assets to the Southcom area of responsibility, a nuclear-powered attack submarine, additional P-8 Poseidon reconnaissance aircraft, destroyers, guided missile cruiser. Napakarami po pong iba. Ibig pong sabihin, seryoso po ang Amerika sa drug war.
Tama ho yun.
Opo. Ihahambing ko po ngayon sa Pilipinas. Dahil kapag sinabi po nating national territory, we are being invaded by drugs, gentlemen. Katulad po nito ngayon, sa loob daw po ng, ito po yung, sabi po ng Rappler po ito my best friend. Sabi po nila, magmula daw po noong June 2025, halos 9 billion na halagang shabu na po ang natatagpuang lumulutang sa mga dalampasigan. Kung idadagdag po mula yung report pa, pagkatapos pa ng June, mahigit na 1.4 tonelada ng shabu na po. Ito po'y nakakatakot sapagkat ito po'y lumulutang-lutang sa mga lugar na hindi po natin nakalain, katulad po nito. Lumutang po ito sa Masinloc, Zambales. 1.5 billion. Doon po sa Barangay Buboy, Agno, Pangasinan. Sa Bani, Pangasinan, 170 million. Sa malapit po sa Bolinao, 884 million. Dito po sa Santa Cruz, Ilocos Sur, 81.6 million. Sa Ilocos Sur din, 149 million. Dito po sa Ilocos Norte, 6.8 million. Corimao, Ilocos Norte, 6.8 million. Alapas, Ilocos Norte, 6.8 million. Cagayan, 5.1 million. Marami po ito. Hanggang Calaveria, Cagayan, 312 million. Nakakatakot po ito. Hindi po ito clear and present danger po sa atin? Para po sa atin?
Tama po. In fact, tinulungan po ng Philippine Navy ang Drug Enforcement Agencies po natin para makahuli at mag-intercept ng almost 1.5 tons of meth or shabu sa Zambales po. So nagtutulungan po yung ating sandatahang lakas kasama po yung mga drug enforcement agencies dahil sila po yung may mga assets, may mga barko sila, may helicopter. So nagtutulungan ho sila.
Opo. Pagka sinabi po nating nahuli, may tao pong nakulong.
Ito po ay nakulimbat ho nila. So ito yung mga
Tubig
nakikita
na
natin sa
lumulutang.
lumulutang or ano. So ito po yung mga nahuli, nakuha ho nila.
Opo. Pwede po ba nating maisuggest sa ating mahal na kaibigan ko po si ang ating pong kalihim at kailyan ko po ang ating Armed Forces Chief of Staff. Alam niyo po, baka po pwedeng dumating ang panahon, makarinig din po tayo ng mga balita na katulad po nito. Sabi po dito, 21 strikes na po ang ginawa ng US troops, 83 dead. Sana po dumating po ang panahon na talagang maubos po natin itong mga nagpapasok na mga droga na ito dahil para po sa akin, ito pong mga dayuhan na ito, nagdideklara po sa atin ng gera dahil sinisira po nila ang kinabukasan ng ating mga kabataan. Gusto ko lamang pong ibanggitin po sa inyo, nanggaling po ako sa malalayong lugar. Nakakatakot po sapagkat sa kaduluduluhan ng bundok, ang sinasabi po sa akin, may droga, may shabu. Sa mga lugar po na hindi ko iniisip, may shabu. Talaga pong na-invade na po tayo. Ito pong shabu talaga, ito po yung pinakamasamang klase ng droga na talaga pong sumisira sa ating kabataan. Alam niyo po, meron lang po akong babasahin sa inyo na sana isang araw ay madeklara din natin itong mga terorista. Sa Amerika po ang tawag nila, narco-terrorist. Yan po ang tawag nila. Sapagkat once upon a time, nagkaroon po tayo ng problema sa Abu Sayyaf. At dito po, sa findings na to, sa Abu Sayyaf, sinasabi po rito, the Abu Sayyaf group has established links to the illegal drug trade. So, ito po ay clear and present danger, mga mahal kong kasama sa AFP. Makikisabi na po akong kasama dahil ako po'y reservist. Hinihiling ko po sa inyo na sana bigyan din po natin to ng sapat na kagamitan, itong kampanya po dito, upang mapuksa po natin kaagad. Sapagkat naniniwala po ako, ito po ang ginagamit ngayon. Kung sino man po yung mga bansa na gustong umakapa sa atin, ginawa na po nila ito sa Vietnam, ginawa na po nila ito sa mga ibang bansa, na inumpisahan po nilang sirain yung mga kabataan para hindi na lumaban. Maging anga-anga na lang, maging nganga na lang. Kaya sana po, ang tawag po natin dito, psychological warfare, baka po yung atin pong mga kabataan mawalan na ng ganang lumaban. Sapagkat hanggang sa ngayon po, hindi pa rin po namin napapasa yung mandatory ROTC dito. Gigil na po ako doon. Hindi pa rin po napapasa hanggang ngayon. Kaya sana po sa akin pong pakiusap, sa akin pong manifestasyon, at batid ko po na ito po talaga ay national threat talaga ito. Sana po ibigyan natin po ng atensyon. Total, tayo po ay big brother natin yung Amerika. Sana ay gayahin din po natin kung ano yung kanilang pakikipagdigmaan sa droga. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Maraming
Secretary Gilbert Chodoro and the Armed Forces Chief of Staff, General Romeo Browner, for their firm and principled stance in confronting China's revisionist narratives on the West Philippine Sea. Secretary Chodoro's and General Browner's voice carries not just the position of the Department of National Defense and the AFP, but the conviction of a sovereign nation determined to stand its ground. Klaro po sa inyong Senado at sa representasyong ito, atin ang West Philippine Sea. At tuloy nating susuportahan ang ating kagawaran ng tanggulang pambansa, ang DND, ang sandataang lakas, ang Armed Forces of the Philippines, nang walang pag-aalinlangan. Mr. President, in our records in the Senate, it has been proven that we always support, especially the AFP modernization. Pag po dumadating ang GAB mula sa House at may kaltas, it's always the Senate who restores, and not only restores, more often than not, we augment the AFP Modernization Fund. Just have a few questions, Mr. President. Mr. President, how much is allocated to our defense sector under 2025 GAA, and what percentage of our GDP does this represent? And probably how does this compare with the proposed budget for next year?
We allocated about 1.2% of GDP to defense budget. This is actually the highest in recent history, Mr. President. So 1.2% of our GDP is allocated to defense, Mr. President.
So it's 1.2%. Our ideal is supposedly around, hopefully, 2%, no? That's
Correct.
the ideal.
That's the goal. That's the goal, Mr. President. So hopefully in the next few years, sana before 2028, ma-reach ho natin yan.
And the reason I ask, Mr. President, because of the precarious situation now in the West Philippine Sea, we really have to really give our support to the AFP. And I'd like to just get an idea, how does our target level of GDP for defense compare with our ASEAN neighbors, probably like Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam?
Ito po, dito po ang, for example, in Singapore, it's 2.7% of GDP. In Vietnam, 1.8%. In Myanmar, kasi ho, military ho doon, 3.8%. Japan, 1.2%. Thailand, 1.2%. Sweden is 3.5%. So, but sabi ni Secretary in Thailand ho, nung initially, malaki na yung gastos dahil so,
nakaipon na sila ng defense nila, no? They already have that formidable defense equipment.
Yeah, but we're committed, Mr. President, to slowly raise this up. Yun nga, ang target natin is 2%. So kung mag-ano ho tayo with wise spending and appropriation, tingin ko kaya naman po.
Thank you for that information, Mr. President. We all know that we are really behind in modernizing our armed forces. The data we have is that we need 2.1 trillion actually to complete the modernization projects from Horizon 1 up to 3. Is this correct? Ganun na po ba yung natin, yung backlog or yung delay?
You're correct, Mr. President. And kasi ho, pag hindi ho tayo nakagastos ngayon, nagpapatong-patong yan eh. And of course, with ang technology ho, hindi naman pamura, pamahal rin, no? Especially hardware. So, pero tama ho kayo, that's the amount po that they are looking at also.
Thank you for that. Mr. President, likewise, because of this funding deficit, actually we recommended to the good chair an additional 50 billion for the revised AFP modernization program to be sourced supposedly from the flood control projects. Kasi, Mr. President, ngayon lang tayo magkakaroon ng extra 250 billion siguro sa history natin because of the floodgate scam. Sabi ko, baka pwedeng one time, big time, yung mga dating pangarap natin, baka pwede na nating mapondohan para matupad. However, we understand that there are items in the defense budget and other agencies that need funding. In this regard, I'm thankful to our Finance Chair, Senator Wing Gatchalian, for the additional 20 billion program allocation for the revised AFP modernization program, while 30 billion was retained in the unprogrammed appropriation. So lumalabas 50 billion pa rin. But in case we still have available funds, I will again strongly recommend lodging it for our armed forces so we can acquire sabi ko nga, yung mga panaginip noon, mga pangarap. Baka ito lang pagkakataon natin, one time, big time, multi-role fighters, mga naval vessels, no, that we really need for external defense, mga surface-to-air, surface-to-ship missiles for deterrence. So, yun lang. I will, hopefully we can build this through in the coming years. But to the efforts of the chair, we'd like to thank you, no, for making this effort. At least lumalaki na po yung ating pong AFP modernization funding, no, that started under your watch. So we'd like to thank you for that.
It's also your intervention, Mr. President. Si Senator JV also made suggestions to increase the modernization program, and alam ko ho na ano rin ho kayo, very determined to reach the 2% goal. So we also adopted your intervention on the modernization program.
Yes, I'd like to thank the chair for that, no? And I think this is really timely and needed, no, because of the situation, and there's really clear and present danger that we are facing. Sabi nga natin time and again, hindi naman natin gustong tumbasan ng China eh. We just need to put that credible defense posture, yung respetado na hindi naman tayo binubuli. So with this additional funding, may we know where are we in the modernization, what have we accomplished under the horizons, and I was listening earlier that there will be babaguhin natin strategy, no, ng Horizon 1, 2, and 3 to adapt to the current situation. So yun pong ang gusto ko lang malaman so that in the future, yung pong gap natin in the modernization, where are we para ma-achieve natin po yung gusto natin ma-achieve na external defense and deterrence, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Well, first, ang proposal po ni Secretary Teodoro is to amend the AFP modernization law, of which nasabit na po kay Senator Lauren Legarda, our chairman of the Committee on Defense. But having said that, just to report to His Honor the accomplishment, for Horizon 1, 39 projects were completed. So 14 na lang po ang natitira out of the 53. Horizon 2, 24 projects have been completed, and then 74 has not been completed out of the 98. And then Horizon 3, ang remaining projects po ay 37. But the thing is, kaya gusto baguhin nun ni Secretary Teodoro in Horizons because na-obsolete na po yung mga ibang equipment under that horizon. And because nga nagbabago yung mundo, nagbabago yung warfare situation, yung technology ng Horizon 1 eh obsolete na, no, pagdating dito. Yan po yung direksyon na gusto kong puntahan po ng DND.
Thank you for that, our chairman. Mr. President, I also recall that at least now we are seeing new equipment, new aircraft, new vessels in the Navy. Gone are the days na we rely on the hand-me-downs, no, na mga UH-1H noon, yung mga bumagsak noon na inimbestigahan natin. Tumigil po yun. The Senate investigated that. And after that, the AFP stopped the purchase of second-hand equipment. No? After that, nagkaroon tayo ng Bell 412s, nagkaroon na tayo ng Black Hawks. Tapos dati po yung ating Navy, panay World War II vintage pa. Nakakahiya. Pero ngayon, we have new frigates, corvettes, na sabi nga nila, pag meron tayong joint exercises with ASEAN or our right-minded allies, hindi na nakakahiya, no? Medyo at least medyo bago-bago na po yung frigates natin and corvettes. So at least I just want to let the DND family know and AFP, your Senate has always been here to support. Doon po sa can the DND also update us on the current status of the, kailangan kasi natin external defense, no? I know this will be better discussed in an executive session, but siguro generally we need multi-role fighters. Sabi ko kanina, surface to air, surface to ship missiles, mga deterrent, no? And siguro yung panaginip natin magkaroon ng submarine because yung multiplier effect ng submarine malaki, no? Kahit na isang armada ng Chinese PLA Navy, may isa o dalawang submarine ka lang, matatakot sila, hindi nila alam nasa yung kalaban eh. So is that still worth are we still looking at that possibility of acquiring by talking to our allies, no? I think France even and Korea are offering very easy terms, no? Parang 20 years to pay.
So, yan po ay, that's in the horizon, Your Honor. Kasama rin ho yan sa mga pinag-aaralan nila. But ang focus ho ng DND ngayon are the basics, no? Yung mga frigates, mga warships, battleships. Yun po yung kanilang focus ho ngayon.
And I think multi-role fighters as well.
Multi-role fighters,
Yeah, I understand.
missiles,
Yes.
yan ang kanilang mga focus ngayon. No?
And I understand we just purchased yung pong F-50 additional. But those are lead-in fighters eh. I'm hoping that in the future, in the near future, we will be able to acquire yung multi-role fighters. Yung talagang may laban na, no? Whether it's up to the AFP, DND to, whether yung F-16 kasi medyo mahal, yung Saab ng Sweden could be an option. Or the Mitsubishi F2 from Japan, kung papayag sila, kung hindi restricted. Japan has always been very friendly to us. So parang F-16 na rin yun eh, yung F2. So yun po sana, no? If we can be given that kahit na executive session so that we can already plan in the future. Now, we would want to support the AFP, especially in the external defense. Sabi ko nga, hindi naman tayo matutuwa na lagi tayong binubuli. So at least respetado naman yung ating pong mga kagamitan.
Through an executive session, we can request from the DND a briefing on the utilization of the modernization program.
Mr. President, earlier it was mentioned by Senator Tibueras yung pong importance ng having National Steel, no? Kasi unfortunately, National Steel Corporation natin closed down. It's a basic industry. Tatanong ko lang, no? Natanong ko yung Secretary Gibo ito just to clarify kasi po meron pong concern yung sa Cagayan de Oro, yung pong steel mill, no? That closed down. May mga 500 workers and then it's a steel mill and sabi ko kasi ni Congressman Imano, it has been a big help to the community. So just want to be clarified. Siguro can submit na lang the report kung classified man ito as to the background, no? Kasi ang naging kaso nila espionage. Although talagang may problema talaga sa nationality, no? I think related pa to kay Tony Yang and all. Pero yung nakapinahayang lang kasi yung pong steel is a vital industry that it may help us in our defense and even in our transportation needs, no? Lalo na sa mga railway system. So I would not ask that on the floor. Probably I'd just like to request the Secretary or to submit the report para po alam natin yung nangyari.
So actually yung nasabi niyo po na steel manufacturer in yung sa Cagayan de Oro, I remember sa FIVIDEC yata yun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct.
Nasa loob ng FIVIDEC. Yung mga lumang technology sa China na nila, parang fina-phase out na ho nila yung induction furnace. Dito naman dinadala sa Pilipinas. At,
so those are old equipment.
Old equipment and the...
Obsolete.
Yeah, and the steel is not up to standard, substandard siya. So hindi ho binibili ng ating DND and AFP ho yan dahil hindi reliable po yung products ho nila.
Natanong lang kasi po yung siguro parochial yung concern because it helps the local industry, of course. Natural na meron jobs doon and they provide water. So probably you'll just ask for the report, no, so that we won't have to discuss this here. Yung po sa revised AFP modernization plan, probably if we can also get that, no, will be appreciated on an executive session so that we can plan ahead. We would want to support the AFP again, especially in these coming years. Talagang kailangan natin to, no, that we really have to, because of the situation right now. Ang problema kasi pag mag-order tayo ng ng mga ships, it takes about 3 to 4 years to build. So kanina nga gusto ko tumayo na yung what we are doing by having these joint exercises with our right-minded allies. That's the only the way we can, no, at least protect our sovereignty, no, by at least strength in numbers, at least habang inaantay natin na dumating yung mga orders natin in the near future.
At the same time, it also sends a strong message to the international community that we have the support of these countries. And I think what's important also is the legitimacy of our position, Mr. President. So maganda ho yung binubuo na alyansa ni Secretary Teodoro and his team because this also gives us that legitimacy image, no, in the entire world. No? So para sa akin, importante ho yun. Alam naman ho natin na hindi lang po palakasan to, kung hindi importante rin na yung ating posisyon ay rinirespeto ng buong mundo.
And I'd like to commend Secretary Teodoro and the AFP for doing this, for really reaching out to our right-minded allies. And I think that's the only way we can at present, no? Kasi nga talagang hindi naman natin pwedeng madaliin yung modernization. Once we order the equipment, it takes a while, no, before it can be delivered. So I think that's the best option that we have right now. At least po yung Japan, Australia, US, of course, Korea have been very supportive of our position, especially on the West Philippine Sea. So with that, I terminate my interpellation. That I just like to again reiterate our support to the DND and the IFP, the family, and be rest assured that we will always, here in the Senate, we will not only restore, but we will always augment or even increase the AFP modernization so that we will, our dream of having that minimum credible defense posture may be achieved very soon. Thank you, Mr. President.